A mystery that cannot be named. Doing effort without effort. Darkness and the greater dark. The origin of these ideas derive from Taoism, a philosophical mindset filled with ideas of nothingness, contrasts, balance, and non-action. The emergence of Taoism is a story of its own. The legend says that Lao Tzu, a well-known royal archivist, with the intention of becoming a hermit, decided to leave China and head for the mountains. On his way, he was stopped by a guard who knew Lao Tzu. Lao Tzu, of course, asked the guard if he could pass, but the guard declined on the condition that Lao Tzu wrote what he knew, his wisdom, onto paper. Lao Tzu agreed and wrote 81 chapters, over 5,000 Chinese characters. They were divided into 81 chapters for the purpose of having each paper be memorable with the usage of rhyming and fluid organization. However, the concepts these chapters are unified under are relative to the subject matter of nothingness, contrasts, balance, and non-action. So what is nothingness? Normally, nothingness is, nothingness. But Lao Tzu finds beauty in nothingness. The Tao itself, philosophically, is nothing. It is something that cannot be named. Something, if we were to think about, would not be the real thing. What we think of as the Tao can only be our limited grasp. To understand, we must know the beauty of nothing. Nothing, to Lao Tzu, is like the hole in a wheel, or the emptiness of a water cup. Everyone looks at the wheel's shape, the cup's ability to hold water, but in reality, it is the nothingness that does the job. So in reality, nothingness is the real force of nature at work here. How do we cultivate nothingness? Through non-action, or what the Taoists call wu wei, doing without doing, action through non-action. So what is wu wei? Think of a boat being moved by its mainsail. The captain drives the boat wherever he needs to go, but the mainsail moves with the wind. The captain can take down the mainsail, at which the boat will move, but the captain can also shut off the mainsail, and whatever's happening around the boat, what allowed it to move forward in the first place, still goes on. By standing still, the boat does not go along, and yet whatever around the boat that allowed it to move is still happening. You do not force the boat to move. You do not force how the boat should go right and left. Instead, you move right by seeing how it is moved. You take advantage of the boat's external conditions and make your right. Have you ever been in a job for so long that you can do so without thinking? This is Wu Wei, to do something without forcing it. To enter that flow state when studying without forcing the flow. To move the boat right with winds roaring to the left. This is Wu Wei. Feelings. Happiness and sadness. Where there is light, it will also have a shadow. Where there is darkness, there is also the moon. For Lao Tzu, our world exists in contrasts. Where there is dark, there is light. Light can be available if there is dark. Both create a balance, which the Taoists believe is the structure of the world. The world is structured in contrasts. In popular culture, this is often represented with the yin-yang symbol. Where there is darkness, there is light, and when there is light, there is darkness. There is, however, dots, black and white. This represents the idea that opposites exist for each other, but they also have qualities similar to their opposite harmonized force. The sun, for instance, shines bright, but it also casts shadows. The moon exists in darkness, but there's also moonlight. Although the sun belongs to the day and the moon to the night, both also play the role of their counterparts. This, to Taoists, is how harmony of the world is cultivated. There is a balance. In Taoist philosophy, excessive attachment to peace, for instance, can lead to the desire to eradicate conflict and lead to imbalances. For instance, an excessive pursuit of peace could result in passivity or avoidance of necessary action when faced with challenges. This might disrupt the natural balance and flow of life. Similarly, attempting to impose peace by force could lead to more conflict and disharmony. You cannot force a world working in a balance. You cannot force the cultivation of good work through excess working, and similarly through deficiency of work. Our world works in balance. This balance is harmonious and cultivated with contrasts. We cannot force attaining such great harmony. Harmony must be earned through balance, through letting it be by looking for harmony but not forcing ourselves to be harmonious. Acting to find harmony by not forcing such action. Cultivating non-action. When harmony is attained through non-action, through balance, and by being, that is when the Tao is discovered.